Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coaching for Coaches, where you learn how to become the superstar life coach that you want to be. My name is Anna, and I have been a life coach for 9 years, coaching all sorts of people throughout the years. A lot of them in the entertainment business, but I have also coached a lot of coaches, therapists, and coaches in other areas of expertise. So I started this channel, and yes, subscribe, like, and share if you're interested in becoming a coach and learning certain things that I believe will help any coach just about. But also, I am offering coaching for those who want to establish their business or have already established their business and need a fine tuning. And I'm very well aware that coaches are human beings also. And sometimes you can have issues come up, or dealing with past issues whilst being a coach is very challenging. I myself was lucky enough to deal with all of that prior to becoming a life coach, and I feel that that really helped me out tremendously in terms of my confidence, in terms of advising my clients what to do. So you will find the info below. You will need to sign the coaching agreement that you will not be essentially copying my methods of coaching. I will be solely focused on you becoming a one-of-a-kind coach based on your own unique talents and ideas. Nobody has to copy anybody in order to be successful, and you can watch my previous video as far as that's concerned. So I would like to discuss what primarily is a life coach's job. And due to the fact, and this is why I was so encouraged to start this channel actually and talk about these things, is because the basic really travesty that it became, the coaching kind of landscape, shall we say, on the internet, of different coaches who, in my opinion, have no business being a coach. As I mentioned in my previous audio/video, clients hire you in order to better their lives, in order to have answers to their questions. Okay, so it's paramount then to become somebody with a point of view, with an opinion. I mean it, with an opinion, with a perspective that will help this person in your coaching. They themselves, what you're really doing for your clients, are really helping them to shift their thinking. In some, that's what really helps to manifest. That's what really helps to change your life. And in doing so, you yourself have to have a different outlook and a perspective. And the confidence with which you will deliver that has the effect on your client. Now, you can't fake this. So preparation is key. Again, this is why I'm offering coaching. And just like your client, you yourself need a direction, need your own style in which you will deliver it. The number one point that I really want to stress is they're coming to you for your take on it, for your opinion. And provided you got into this business for all the right reasons, to help people, that is, and not just merely to make money, you will have cultivated already an idea why you are in this business and what message you have to deliver the world at large. And that cannot be, this right here, what I'm giving you is irreplaceable. This is gold. This is why my clients love me the way that they do. This is why I resonate with people the way that I do. Giving an affirmation, a technique here, a technique there, it's toilet paper. It's disposable, it's replaceable. The internet is full of these things. Nobody gives a shit. really nobody gives a shit. What they want is a person, and that's not even what changes lives, all right? Parenthesis here. If it was that easy, then, why do they need you, essentially? They can just buy a book of affirmations by Louis Hay and call it a day. No, they need you as a person with a point of view who, chances are, and hopefully, has been through something similar or something just like that. In my case, I resonate with my clients also largely because whatever they've been through, I can relate and I can tell them what to do immediately in order to alleviate the entire situation, or at the very least minimize the impact of what has been going on thus far. And so it's your job to come in with confidence and ready to have answers. So this is irreplaceable, and this is why you need to work on what it is that you're bringing to the table. Forget about affirmations, like I said. Forget about, visualization techniques. Like that is dime a dozen. You need to deliver a unique perspective that this person will not find anywhere else. And like I said, this cannot be faked. Again, I will refer to myself because that's the only way I can pretty much give an example. Around age 28, I'm in my 40s now, for reference, I started understanding that there's something else out there that I definitely really need in my life to understand how this life works. And I did an extensive amount of research before I ever felt comfortable enough, even talking about these subjects like metaphysics, quantum physics, manifestation, naturally, spirituality, if you want to call it that, with anybody else. And so, again, I'm going on the assumption that you're interested in the subject tremendously and have read and researched and formed, most importantly, your own point of view, your own style of seeing things, your own kind of like a kaleidoscope of it's okay to be inspired, in other words, by this one, that one, and the other one. But then as a whole, what is your perspective? What is your delivery? What are your thoughts on different things? And this will become really important for you to become a superstar coach, because it's going to be, like I said in the previous video, undeniably yours. Nobody can duplicate it. In other words, if somebody will start a channel on YouTube, like it happened to me, and will start mimicking you and talking like you, which is scary as shit, somebody will be like, you're full of shit, you're copying this one. That is what you want to have. I'll give you an example. A while ago, I saw a video by chance on YouTube, and it was verbatim Neville Goddard, but the the creator of the video never gave credit to Neville Goddard. In other words, the phraseology was slightly different, but as a whole, the ideas that were presented were Neville Goddard's. I mean, the ideas are right there. The way that he would talk, the way that what he would deliver, and the way that it was expressed, it was 100% Neville Goddard. And don't you know, the entire community ganged up on this person and said, you're full of shit, rightfully so. Even, kind of like taking credit for somebody else's work. Don't be that person. That's a road to nowhere. It's completely catastrophic to do that to your career. It will end before you know it. People are not stupid. So the only way that you will stand up in this really kind of like unintelligent, in my opinion, crowd is to be intelligent yourself. I feel like that's the story, unfortunately, in all departments of life. Somebody comes up with a great idea that sells, for example, Neville Goddard, and there are a bunch of copycats that kind of like regurgitate, his teachings, the way he would speak, even the words that he would use, which is really scary to me. Why not come up with your own material? is my question always. Is it so hard to think for yourself and understand that it's a direct communication to your customers, potential customers, clients, if you're regurgitating somebody else, that you have nothing of your own to say, nothing of your own to offer? Why would someone hire you to regurgitate somebody else's material? Tell me, please. I think in this business, the most precious thing that you can possibly have is reputation, and credibility. And if you're starting out your business talking like somebody else, delivering material that isn't yours, again, people are not so stupid. Borrowing from somebody else and presenting it as your own material is, like I said, a road to nowhere. Reputation, like I said, is everything, and your career in this endeavor will be over. Pretty much over. Nobody is going to want to hire you, because I think in this industry, people really value people who work hard, and clients know every single coach out there who doesn't do that, who really just is lazy and doesn't want to be creative enough, and just wants to charge money for something that somebody else created. So I want to encourage people to not do that, but to actually do the very opposite, which is what you're getting hired to do. And then you will be successful long term, and you can, charge whatever it is you see fit. There are no rules as far as that is concerned. But, we can go over that in a one-on-one session if you like. But the second biggest thing that I feel a lot of coaches out there make a huge mistake is they don't really listen to the person. And the reason I'm so adamant about these two topics is because there's so many people that my clients that came into coaching with me who have described this over and over and over again. So I speak from experience always. The coach either talks about themselves and their success stories the entire time in a session, which I think is absolutely unacceptable, or they listen to the client for a very short period of time, ask very minimal questions, and then just completely, regurgitate yet another technique, yet another visualization, or offer to create a visualization scene for them. This is so surface level bullshit. It's not even funny. Your job is supposed to listen primarily to your client and what their unique problems are. What is their problem in particular? What is the makeup of their mind? What is the psyche behind it? Why? For how long this has been going on? You need to listen to every single word. This I do with my sessions. I record everything and I re-listen to the sessions, sometimes twice, certainly to certain passages several times, because I want to get the wording exactly. I want to write it down. A lot of it goes into my notes. Like 85% of what the person is communicating to me, whether that has any relevance towards, manifestation or not, is interesting to me. Why? Because that's what the person wants to talk about. It doesn't matter if they're talking about fucking apple trees from their childhood and how beautiful that scene was. That's interesting to me. Why? Because that gives me an insight of what this person is like, how their mind operates. And I feel like coaches do not do that shit. They do not do that. They're too busy watching the clock and really just very self-involved, as if the session is about them and not about the client. And really just the client gets nothing out of it in most cases, like 9 times out of 10. And I'm not even exaggerating. This is what I'm hearing in my coaching. Okay, and I really don't think that a person has a reason to lie. And so your job is this person. Every single person that comes into your coaching, that's the job. The person is the job. Get to know this person as much as you can. Take a lot of notes. Understand where they're coming from. They might have the same problem like with an SP or money, like just like everybody else. But if you're going to address them just like everybody else, you're not going to succeed with them in specifics. Now, I'm only going on the assumption that this client is willing and cooperative and takes your suggestions. I've had certain clients that didn't take my suggestions, didn't follow what I had to offer. And then in that case, I kind of like, whatever. It's not really up to me to do everything for my client. I can suggest, I can be there, I can offer my opinion, I can tell you exactly what to do. And remember, like I said, they're coming for your perspective, for your unique perspective that they will not get anywhere else, and for the answers. And so it's the same situation like when you're hiring a lawyer, let's just say. There are many lawyers that, have practices, and some of them, are good and some of them are not so good. But how do you know it? How do you know? Is that the lawyer listens. The lawyer listens, and it's not enough, in other words, to know how, for instance, manifestation works or how the law operates. It is that the person themselves has actual interest in you as a person, as their client. So you may know all the fucking tricks of the trade in manifestation, but you don't give a shit about this person, bluntly put, about their life and this and that, and it will show. And nothing in the world will ever replace that, the caring. And that I also mentioned in the last audio/video. You do need to have the answers ready, but you also need to be on your client's side and therefore completely be immersed in what it is that they need to do in their specific case and have that ready. And it doesn't matter how many times, and that's the other thing that I really had to learn. I feel like that's another thing, really, actually just thought of it. Some coaches have a problem of repeating themselves to their clients. Meanwhile, you're the coach. So how does that work? Of course, you're supposed to repeat yourself. I repeat myself to my clients many times over. This is why I'm the coach. If you expect your clients to just get it, in quotations, within one session or a few sessions, then you wouldn't have a fucking job, quite frankly. So the repetition is necessary because they're getting used to a new idea. They're coming to you, again, for a perspective shift. That's what you're there to deliver. Nobody cares about your manifestation techniques per se. They're useless to this person if they themselves don't have a perspective shift. So yes, you're going to have to roll up your sleeves and really do the due diligence, understanding where this person is coming from. And the last but certainly not least, and I'm going to, make these like about 20-25 minutes because I can go on forever. The most important reason why this client is coming to you, okay? They're coming for a solution. Hear me loud and clear. They're coming to you for a fucking solution. So if you don't know the answer to their solution, if your expertise is not up to par at this point, don't tell them there is no solution. Okay, refer them to somebody else, quite frankly, or say, I don't know. That's a much more honest behavior than instilling this absolutely crappy belief into your client's head that they don't have a solution in their position. And I've heard this over and over again. Or, which is even worse, giving them some kind of an opinion based on their situation, that they have done something wrong, that makes them feel even worse than they initially started out with. I've heard those situations over and over again. Now, in every case, in both of these situations, the person is just not intelligent enough to come up with a solution, doesn't know. But that you have an opinion about this person's life or their problem, keep it to your fucking self. I swear to God, if there's I'm on fire today. Do not put more drama on this person. If you don't know, then you don't know. It would be a lot, simpler to say you don't know. But don't traumatize this person even more by saying things like, you shouldn't have done this, or I don't think that this will work out, or this is, not ethical, and blah, blah, your bullshit opinion that quite frankly they can live without, right? If you're a coach, you're all accepting, unless the person obviously becomes rude to you or disrespects you, which I've also had, unfortunately, not too many, one or two. At that point, just tell them, have a nice day and all the best with your, situations. But you don't come in and you don't put more drama into their situation, which you have no business doing. You're supposed to help this person, not traumatize them even more. And again, another point that I want to leave here is that every person is helpable. If they let you help them is another story, okay? Now, with the exclusion, of course, if somebody has a mental illness, which I sympathize, and I've had those people, again, it's not a matter of, like frowning upon or anything. It's just not my kind of wheelhouse. It's something someone else can help you. But other than that, everybody is helpable. Is if they can let you help them, if they're letting you, if they're giving you permission to enter into their intimate world and talk about all the things that they're talking about. This is a fucking privilege. You're privileged enough to enter into their world, and they're trusting you with your opinion, with your hard work, with your expertise to give them something that they will help you. You need to take that shit seriously, very seriously. They're opening up to you in order for you to work hard for them, okay? And to give them everything, absolutely everything in your arsenal that could possibly help them, excuse me. But every person is helpable. Now, it does not mean that every single person in your coaching will achieve within your coaching the manifestations. As long as the person has a shift in consciousness within your coaching, and they now know what they've been doing so-called wrong before, nothing really is wrong, that's a good, beginning. And sometimes, people come back into my coaching for a refresher course, et cetera, and that happens. The idea, though, is to really put all your work into helping this person and really understand there's no such thing as a person that cannot be helped. It's either you're qualified to help them and or willing, or you're not, okay? And that's what really just comes down to very simple truth. Come up with your own perspective and listen. Like 90% of the session, you need to be listening. This is all I do. I listen and I absorb. And naturally, the expertise that you then have within yourself and the things that you've worked on as identifying as your strengths, as your own perspective, etc., that for sure helps people see things differently, offering them a new perspective that will help them throughout this journey with you and thereafter. That's what needs to be at the front of all of this. Not the money, not regurgitating somebody else's material, or God forbid copying somebody, which is really like, you just, burying your career right there. That's just, I don't know. I think that's really, I'm speechless. As far as that is concerned, how can you ever look good copying somebody? You can't. And like I said, people are really smart. They're really intelligent. They're not going to spend money on somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. And it's obvious. So this should give you enough till next time. If you want to come into coaching with me and really start establishing your business, fine-tune it wherever you are in trajectory of your coaching career, I can help. Keep in mind, provided I have availability, But the best idea is always to pre-book, sign the coaching agreement, and reach out to me with your earliest availability. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.